This is QTV Nightly News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Asma Uba. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. The legal platform under the National Population Commission Secretariat held a capacity-building training session on Saturday with members of the judiciary on the SWAT Plus project and gender issues. The Gambia Press Union and partners commenced 2 days capacity-building training on Monday for 30 media managers and editors on preventing sexual harassment in the workplace. The European Union, the Gambia, is organizing the 3rd edition of the European Film Festival as part of the 60th anniversary of the commemoration of Europe Day. In international news, more British museums are in talks to potentially return African artifacts stolen by colonial forces to an African king following a landmark loan deal. And in sports news, Gambino Stars Africa Football Academy held the final of an 8-team tournament with the host A and B teams contesting the final at their complex in Mandinari. Now, those and other stories coming up. Please stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. The legal platform under the National Population Commission Secretariat held a capacity-building training session on Saturday with members of the judiciary on the SWAT Plus project and gender issues. Lamin Dabo was there and he now reports.
This training is aimed to equip judges, magistrates, court administrators and other legal personnel with the knowledge to handle sexual and gender-based violent cases with sensitivity, fairness and effectiveness. It will also ensure improved access to justice for survivors and uphold the rights of individuals. Babukar Jata is the Deputy Director of the National Population Commission Secretariat.
I encourage all of us gathered here today to approach this workshop with an open mind, a thirst for knowledge, and a steadfast commitment to drive positive and transformative change. Together, let us harness the power of collective knowledge, collaborative action, and unified spirit to propel the goals of the SWAT project. Through these concerted efforts, we can create a truly inclusive and just society for all.
Ananjai, the president of the Female Lawyers Association Gambia FLAG, highlights FLAG's efforts towards the strengthening partnership in relation to the implementation of their objective.
I encourage each of you to actively engage in discussions, share insights, and collaborate to advance our shared goal of promoting justice, equality, and human rights.
Honorable Justice Ibrahim Jaite is the representative of the Chief Justice of the Gambia.
All judges and magistrates have a duty to protect the victims that are in their courtroom. As much as possible, judges and magistrates should ensure the safety of victims both in court and outside of it. The degree and type of protection necessary may vary per case and depends on the situation. In regards to in-court proceedings, the effectiveness of the witness can be reduced if the victim feels unsafe. It is also important for judicial officers to avoid re-victimizing the victims.
As part of the facilitators at the training, Kadi Imam Alhaji Usman Jah describes knowledge sharing of gender issues as an important tool that contributes greatly in the shaping of a better inclusive society.
I'm here today to give Islamic perspective of sexual and gender violence, and doing it with the judiciary add more value, because they are the people that interprets laws. So I think if these lawyers and judges are convinced and know the consequences of these violations, if any case reaches them, inshallah ta'ala, we will get a proper solution.
The National Population Commission Secretariat, the Gambia, was established in 1997. It is the coordinating authority of the national population policy and programs through advocacy and research, among others, for improved quality of life in the Gambia. For QTV News, I am Lamin Alaj Fandindawo.
Now, in its quest to build the capacities of its members, the Gambia Press Union, in collaboration with the European Union and International IDEA, commenced 2 days capacity building training on Monday for 30 media managers and editors on preventing sexual harassment in workplaces. Lolem Kamara reports.
Media managers and editors have a crucial role to play in creating a safe and respectful workplace for all employees. This 2-day training aims to raise awareness of the menace. Mohamed Esba, president of the Gambia Press Union, underscores the crucial role of the union in safeguarding the welfare of its members and media professionals.
We firmly believe that by enhancing the capacity of the media editors, managers, we can collectively strive towards creating a conducive environment in the media landscape in addressing all forms of sexual violence in the media or sexual harassment. Media chiefs should in no way discriminate anyone based on their gender.
Jaina Bafai, head of International IDEA Country Office, spoke of a recent publication report conducted in August 2020 by the Gambia Press Union on sexual harassment in the media.
109 respondents were drawn from 24 media houses and freelancing agencies. The findings, however, were truly heartbreaking, with 22% of respondents having heard of sexual harassment in the workplace. 40% of this have had it more than twice. As media managers and editors, you have a profound responsibility to inform, educate, empower, and provide a safe space for your colleagues.
Rafael Brigandi, the EU Chargé d'Affaires, points out that this initiative is a significant step towards creating a safer and more respectful working environment for all, particularly for women journalists who faced unique challenges while doing their work.
Around 1 out of 4 members of the press have heard of some type of sexual harassment in previous years. However, I would like to say that, of course, today it's a training addressed at the media world, but we all know this is not something which is specific to the media. I can myself witness that I heard of cases of sexual harassment, including in our own institutions. So this is across every country, every institution, every sector, and so we need to be very concerned at all levels wherever we are.
Bakari Fati, the manager of radio programs at GRTS Radio, shared his thoughts on the training.
Women should be respected, their person should be respected. They have rights and therefore they have the competence. If they have the competence and the knowledge, the right thing is to respect them, not to see them to objectify them, to see them as objects that can be pushed around and be made to do something against their will. So this training will go a long way in making me understand the issues better.
With funding from the European Union and to be implemented by International IDEA, this project aims to provide technical assistance to key democratic institutions, namely the National Assembly, the National Human Rights Commission, and the Gambia Press Union. For the next 2 days, participants will learn about appropriate behavior, how to recognize and address harassment, and how to create a positive work culture. For QTV News, Loliam Kamara.
The European Union, the Gambia, is organizing the 3rd edition of the European Film Festival as part of the 60th anniversary of the commemoration of Europe Day. The festival, which will run from 14th to 23rd of May, will feature a selection of European films to showcase the diversity of European culture and address societal topics. Mamadou Lamin Choi has the rest of that story.
The stage has been prepared for a film festival that marks a display of the diversity of European culture on Gambian soil. Alliance Francaise along Keraba Avenue is the venue where the celebration of the rich cultural tapestry of Europe's cinematic art will take place. I spoke to Rafael Brigandi, the Chargé d'Affaires of the European Union in the Gambia.
The goal is to screen movies that have been successful in Europe and that are entertaining. So most of them address certain topics, social topics like death penalty, migration, early or forced marriage, but they all do it with a lot of humor. So it's a way of looking at these issues in a lighter way, because we know these are difficult issues, but I think it's good that we can have both.
At the European Film Festival, attendees will witness a cultural dialogue designed to strengthen mutual understanding among citizens of Europe and the Gambia. Beyond European films dominating the festival, a local story will also feature in this year's event.
So also I want to flag that for this edition, in particularly, we wanted to give also a Gambian dimension to the film festival, which is why we will have two short films of the Gambia, taking place in the Gambia. One is Mebet and the other one is A Gift from Babylon. So it's also a way of saying that, okay, we're doing this film festival, it's a European film festival, but in the Gambia, with the Gambia. So for that reason, we also have two Gambian movies.
The European Film Festival can be seen in the broader context of what is called cultural diplomacy, a strategic tool of diplomacy with the objective of narrowing the gaps between cultures of nations by exploring the vibrant threads of their unique and cultural stories.
We're adding another dimension, which is that if you come to watch a movie, you have also the opportunity of tasting a dish from that country of the movie. So, for instance, on the Spanish night, the Spanish movie, there will be some Spanish food, etc. So I think it's also a way of showing that culture is also about cinema, about music, painting, but it's also about food.
The European Film Festival is happening through the EU-Gambia cooperation, which has deepened over the years.
The European Union has been one of the major partners of the Gambia because we share values, democracy, human rights, the rule of law. This is something the Gambia as a country has decided that they are standing for that. These are not our values, these are the same values. And so we share them, we share this vision, these values. And for us, it has been very important as a European Union to really support this dynamic.
EU-Gambia cooperation has existed for decades. By fostering mutual understanding of the cultures of the two sides, the relationship is expected to continue to flourish with benefits for the Gambia and the 27 member countries of the European Union. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
That story by Mahmoud Lamin Choi will take us for a commercial break, but when we return, we have more stories for you. Don't go away.
Green Power was founded in 2001 and is headquartered in Swindon, UK. It is mainly engaged in project investment and operation of fields of photovoltaic power generation, wind power, hydropower, and other clean energy, as well as hydrogen energy storage, comprehensive energy, and other fields, contributing more than $50 billion to energy infrastructure. Its business scope covers RCEP countries in Europe, the Middle East, Africa, Australia, and Asia. A new chapter is opening, driven by the power of technological change, and we aspire to bring this change to the people of the Gambia, ushering a new era of vitality and sustainability. Green Power sincerely invites sales management leads to join our company and create a new life together.
ku ñu doon laaj yagsi nañu laaj lay li daa Tobaski ak Style QTV 2024 bés ba agsi na jàpp nañu ko on the 17th of this month May fan lay amee ma ngay xewee foofa ca Q City ca Timba nga xam ne féex mag ngelaw la fu ne la lay jaar ñu ngi oo waa réew mi ñëw leen ngeen book seeni booking ngeen xool seeni ay sañse yu ngeen mën a julle yéen ak seeni njaboot ndax ñëwkat yi nañu ñëwee ren ji dafa jéggi dayo jëratul ngay dem ci benn marché di jënd pièce yóbbu di ñëw di xat-xatlu da ngay ñëw toog ci biir Tobaski ak Style ca biir Q City nga gis ñetti morceau nga jënd grand boubou tayman daggit dress lépp la suñu ay ñawkat préparer gaañi ci tabaski ji yow mi toog di xaar ñëwal te bul ko kenn nettali di nga fa gis ay sañse dinañ leen amal ay ambiance di nga am entertainment kan moo leen di bégal waa Bright Stars akan xanaa Seex Fall borom daare lamp Fall borom téeméeri sabar juróom fukki tama moo nar a yëngal keroog guddi gi mu doon jàkkaarloo gu mësuta am fenn ci réew mi du xam ngeen QTV ni mu mënee bés ak ni mu fonkee bi le bés di Tobaski ak Style ndax Tobaski la ñuy waajal dafa am solo lool tickets yëpp a ngi available right now ordinary mu ngi jar $400 VIP $700 yaa ngi koy amee fii ci biir QCell Kairaba Avenue wala nga ekkati sa téléphone jokko ak ñoom ci nu ma gën a gaawee 324 4444 ak QTV ni mu yàggee di jommal askan wi saa ñu teewee seen bés da ngeen di xam ne dañu ko téye amee ñëw nañ ci beneen facette.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News and I'm Asmauba. Now, waste management remains a significant burden to West African countries, posing sanitation and environmental health challenges. The ECOWAS Commission presented 20 tricycles to the Ministry of Environment on Saturday to enhance waste management. Diana Basonko attended and she filed this report.
Population growth, rapid urbanization, a growing middle class, changing consumption habits, and production patterns and global waste trade and trafficking are some of the factors leading to continuous waste management challenges. Each of these tricycles have the capacity to carry 2.5 tons of waste. Here is the Commissioner for Economic Affairs and Agriculture at the ECOWAS Commission.
This diagnosis led ECOWAS to adopt a regional regulation for the management of plastic products and waste in December 2023. As part of the implementation of this regulation, the ECOWAS Commission has undertaken to support all its member states in the fight against unsanitary by making 20 tricycles available to each of the ministries responsible for environment to support waste collection activities in vulnerable areas.
According to the World Bank, waste generation rates are rising. In 2016, the world's cities generated 2.1 billion tons of solid waste, amounting to a footprint of 0.74 kilograms per person per day. With rapid population growth and urbanization, annual waste generation is expected to increase by 70% from 2016 to 0.40 billion tons by 2050. How does the ministry intend to distribute and manage these tricycles? Here is the Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Water Resources, Rohi John Manjang.
In our distribution mechanism, we want to use a very innovative model to get in private sector to support and also do the collection based on a specified MOU and actions. So once we agree on the TOR as to how they're going to do it and manage it, because we need it to be sustainable. Remember, this is ours. It's from the ECOWAS given to us. And we need to make sure that we set the example to justify that we need more to do more in the future. So we are not going to expand it to the entire country. It cannot be enough. But we want to make sure that at least we get the quality results.
The Gambia is a net importer of plastics. Reports show that in 2019, 1.6 million kg of plastics were imported into the country. Averagely, over 700,000 kg of municipal solid waste is produced daily in the country, of which 9% is plastic, with about 84% of this inadequately managed. It is hoped that these tricycles will go a long way in improving these figures through sustainable waste management practices. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Basonko.
Let's now take a look at international news in a moment. More British museums are in talks to potentially return African artifacts stolen by colonial forces to an African king following a landmark loan deal. This latest return comes amidst intense call by activists and campaigners in recent years. Alusise has more.
The ruler of the Asante people in Ghana, Otumfuyo Osei Tutu II, struck a deal allowing the British Museum to loan him golden treasures taken by colonial forces in the 19th century. They say the deal is the beginning and a long-term campaign for the return of all looted artifacts, which may eventually involve a string of UK museums. We did it, said Osei Tutu II, even though not all of them have come back. The Asante people have been asking for the return of the artifacts for decades. The Telegraph's reports that formal requests for repatriation have not yet been made, but discussions have begun with several UK institutions. Many, including Ni Koete Owo, a celebrated Ghanaian filmmaker, question how a stolen property is returned to the rightful owner as a loan. The Wallace Collection in London has also been contacted over a potential arrangement to repatriate its Asante artifacts, which includes vast swords and golden trophy heads exacted as part of its indemnity. The museum, which has already agreed to hand back its collection of Benin bronzes to Nigeria, owns a stool used as a throne by the Asante king, who was deposed in 1874 by British forces. Momentum is gathering for the return of all stolen artifacts residing in European and American museums. Last year, Germany authorities handed over to Egypt more than 40 artifacts that were smuggled out of the country and discovered at Frankfurt Airport. The artifacts came from Thailand and were on their way to the UK when they were seized, according to Khalid Galal, the Egyptian ambassador to Berlin. Similarly, France also returned an antique sword which originally belonged to a revered West African Islamic scholar, Umar Saidou Tal, who led an anti-colonial struggle against the French. It is believed that there are still thousands of items in French museums. In 2020, a Congolese activist faced a court trial in France for trying to take stolen African artifacts from European museums. Activist Emere Mwazulu Diabanza was in the spotlight when he and 4 other activists attempted to take a totem pole out of a Coe-Branly Museum of Non-European Art in Paris. The men were protesting against the handling of looted art from the colonial era. According to Diabanza, European governments have failed to fulfill their promises to return looted art from the colonial era. "We are taking it home" was the catchphrase in a film video of the protest posted on social media. In many cities, Diabanza had tried to walk out of museums with looted artworks. In 2018, French President Emmanuel Macron commissioned French historian Bénédicte Savoie and the Senegalese economist and writer Felwine Sarr to conduct extensive research in colonial art. According to their report, about 85 to 90% of African artworks and objects were located outside the African continent, with the world's leading museums displaying African sculptures, masks, burial objects, jewelry, and ritual objects. In the same year, President Macron told students at the University of Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso that a large part of these objects will eventually be returned to the former colonial states during his term in office. German broadcaster DW reported that the French national collections alone have 90,000 African objects, 70,000 of which are to be found in the Coe-Branly Museum in Paris. Germany and the Netherlands have led the way among European nations by returning unconditionally all looted African artifacts in their state-run museums. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cissé.
From international, let's now take a look at sports news. And finally, Gambino Stars Africa Football Academy held the final of an 8-team tournament with the host A and B teams contesting the final at their complex in Mandinari. Our sports reporter Mamudu Gajaga attended and he filed this report.
Gambino Stars Africa, A team and B team battled for the trophy in the final of an 8-team football academy competition. Both teams displayed incredible ball control, passing accuracy, and an eye for goal. The A team took the lead early in the first half before the B team equalized to ensure the teams are level. Midway into the second half, Gambino's A team upped the tempo and proved too strong for their juniors, scoring 3 beautiful goals to seal a 4-1 victory. Alpha Omar Jallo, a player for the A team, was named the best player of the competition, and his teammate Mohamed Jallo scooped the leading goal scorer award with 17 goals. Both players shared their joy at scooping their respective individual honors.
I'm happy for this tournament. Also, I'm thanking my coach and my managers. As the top scorer of this tournament, I'm very happy. It's my coach who make it easy for me on training ground. He make me to finish more goals as I can in the training ground. So in the match, it become easy for me.
In an earlier game, Medina United Football Academy team won the third-place playoff 2-1, defeating Sifa of Sukuta in another entertaining game. Various teams received awards, including for the most disciplined team, the most organized team, amongst others. Some of the most important individuals in Gambian grassroots football development attended the final. They included Alaji Nyasi, Head of Grassroots Football Development at the Gambia Football Federation, Lamin Sambu, coach, Yaya Mane, Abdullah Bojang, under-20 coach of the Gambia. Parents and the players' family members were also in the stands to cheer on the players. Mamadou Sabali, presidential advisor, attended on behalf of government. The Gambinos Football Academy is designed to train and develop young, talented players, reach their potential, and to European standards. Their training complex in Mandinari is fitted with ultra-modern facilities for grassroots football development. The academy is partnering with Red and Gold, Bayern Munich FC and Los Angeles FC. Els de Smet is the manager and director of Gambino Stars Africa.
Well, first of all, we have two founders with a great vision on football and on how to develop football. So that's Mr. Helmut Hack, the investor. He's the sole owner of this place. And the president we have here, who is actually the builder and the creator of all the pitches and all the building. Now, because of these two inspirers, we were able to, with a full team, come to this result and come to a big vision, which we call the holistic system, where we train boys educational-wise, so they go to school, all of them, football-wise, of course.
The Academy's long-term strategic partnership focuses on scouting and youth development in West Africa to provide a pathway for the best African talents to make it to Europe and North American football leagues. The partnership includes regular exchange of ideas, know-how, and youth development philosophies between Bayern Munich, Los Angeles FC, and Gambinos. Mamadou Gajaga, KTV News.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we have for you in this news bulletin. Join us again at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your evening.